It's time to put your costume on and listen to the Longcast.
Hello and welcome to the Longcon podcast, where we discuss cosplay, conventions, and other facets of geek culture. I'm Kevin.
My name is Waffles Fireplug Winiac.
I'm done. I'm out. He wins. I can't come up with a better name.
I say Phineas. So,
Good job, Waffles.
yes, good job, Nick.
Dale,
So-
your name? I came up with one for Dale. Dale will be Jog Lamprey Sardak.
I don't think those are even words.
Are you writing these down so we can reference them in the future?
I already have them. My dad and I have this thing where we just come up with really stupid names, and we
Okay.
teach each other the names. So I have like months and months of just like we'll send a name back and forth, like Chisler Gleffy the Meat Sculptor, or Marlowe the Sandy Salt, or
Is this like that website of hobo names?
yeah, the Hodge
Okay.
thing.
I like Crispus T. Muzzlewit.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Clam-
And then
Rip Stump.
Apple B. O'Bennigan McFridays was another favorite I had from that list.
Salamander Candervork.
Oh man, do I get a hobo name or am I not worthy?
Kevin, you can be Crustman Zanzaria.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
That sounds like a horrible idea. I don't
Uh-huh.
think we can name him that.
You sure you don't want to give Dale that one? He's the pizza guy.
Dale's Jog.
No. Alright.
It sounded
That'll be-
more like a
That'd
disease,
be
though.
Crustman Zanzibar or whatever it was.
2122.
Zanzaria?
Yeah,
All
just
right.
think of an STD.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I
okay.
thought.
So welcome to the podcast. My name is Crustman Zanzaria.
My name is Waffles Fireplug Winiac.
You had to
And
look at yours.
We are joined by Jog Lamprey Sardak.
I like how he naturally assumed you weren't going to remember.
I was going to call myself Lobo, because that's all I could remember.
Lobo.
Wolf. All right. Ethnic analyst, everybody.
You can be Lobo if you want.
Oh, no, that name got changed now. I'm the analyst for the global cuisine.
Are you serious?
Yep. They changed
Analyst for the global cuisine?
Fine.
Global
Global cuisine.
Global Cuisine, it goes through Dale.
Oh, jeez. All right. So, we had a Ren Fair on Saturday that we went to.
Wait, you make it sound like we hosted it or anything. We went
Well,
to Ren Fair.
We hosted a gathering that pretty much you, me, Nick, and Jess showed up to. And then Zach showed
Wait,
up as well.
that was
And
a
we had
gathering?
Yeah, it was supposedly a gathering. And we took some video, so I'm going to run that video after I do some screen sharing. And I will share this, and I'm going to play this.
Letting you look at it for now.
Oh, hey, look, it's Dale.
Yep, that's Dale.
Alright, good enough. We're all done.
And good enough for all done. That's pretty much what we were saying.
And me.
So Nick wore his Doctor Who thing. his
Oh,
Doctor Who
I thought he
costume.
Trying to be Pee Wee Herman.
That's what everyone said on Facebook already. So I already had my feelings hurt by that joke.
Hey, you're not in a movie theater. It's fine.
Thanks, Dale. Wait till I'm drinking.
Well, yeah, of course. That's what you get for a video feed.
You know, my dad always says that the last two guys who got shot in the movie theater were Abraham Lincoln and the guy that sat in front of Pee Wee Herman.
Ah. Ah.
See, this is what happens if you would have stopped the video after you just showed me. It would have been fine. We wouldn't have to worry about this.
That's pretty gross.
Yeah.
So,
Funny that.
yeah, so we had a Dragon Age gathering, which turned into Nick being Doctor Who. Jess showed up as casual Isabella. I'm assuming that's what she was going for, even though she didn't tell us.
No,
Yeah.
she did. I
Okay.
asked.
All right. I just kind of assumed because she changed after when we went to Culver's.
Yeah.
So,
After we were done at the fair.
oh, vegetable justice.
This was really fun. I really enjoyed just standing over in this area for a while. So if anybody goes to Bristol Renaissance Fair, I recommend going in the far back corner because this guy's there and he's hilarious.
Yeah. It's over on the west side of the jousting arena.
Mm-hmm.
They just throw tomatoes at this guy, and this guy insults people.
He's like an insult comic.
Yep, and it's pretty funny. He's got his moments. There were some good jokes. I liked the guy who went up with that hat, and he's like, I love your island of killer dinosaurs, and he looks like, yeah.
Your dinosaurs were dangerous.
Yeah, whatever he said, yeah.
My favorite was, sir, how did you get smaller while you got closer?
Oh, yeah, the short guy. Yeah, it's like, how did you get smaller as you got closer? That's great.
So, yeah, Audrey showed up as Fenris, and then we ran into Kristen, who's about to show up as well in a couple seconds in the background there.
I think I remember, was she at St. Louis?
Kristen? No,
Yeah.
You're thinking of Catherine.
Oh.
She was supposed to be there, but she was unable to join us.
Yeah. Since the weather was supposed to be kind of sketchy, which happened that the day after the Ren Fair was the day we were forecasted for, or other way around. The weather we were supposed to have came a day late.
Okay.
So it was slightly rainy and cool the day after the Ren Fair, whereas the day we were there, it was just humid all day, and otherwise it didn't rain at all. So she didn't know if it was going to rain or not, so she decided between that and being the only one coming in her car, she just said, no, I'm not going to go. So,
And this is us basically waiting to hear the results of the costume contest.
oh, yeah.
That's Nick making a joke about where that thing can go.
Yep. Well, it's not really a joke, it's true. It can go those places.
Oh,
remove the polyps.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we didn't do too well in the contest.
Nope.
Yeah, well, in your defense, some people wearing Broadway Cats costumes did, so...
Yeah, well, they went on stage, they didn't win anything.
Well, they're the runner-ups, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against that as a costume, but
No.
at a fair...
Yeah, I agree. Considering there was that, like, awesome dwarf and elf up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Game of Thrones spoilers.
Oh, yeah, that was my contact lens joke.
Yeah. That was a pretty good joke. That's why I wanted to keep it in there, and I decided I had to add those tags.
Yeah, if you guys want to hear this, you have to go and watch the video, because I'm not going to tell you the joke again.
I'll post the shrimp fried rice. I'll post a link to this, and there'll probably be an annotation on the screen somewhere around now with this whole video.
This joke is something I've been trying to get people to do for years. There's an episode of How I Met Your Mother where they're picking on Robin for being Canadian, and like everyone in the bar is chanting USA, and Robin's like, "Oh please, people will chant anything," and then she starts going Canada, and no one, like, it's dead quiet. No one will say anything, and Barney goes shrimp fried rice, shrimp fried rice, and then the whole bar goes crazy and starts chanting it. So I've tried it at sporting events, at random other gatherings. This is the first time it actually worked, and it was awesome.
Yeah. Leave it to the peasants to chant something.
Well, he was also wearing a Doctor Who costume, so I think that helped.
That might have been a fact.
You were just in the mood to troll everybody.
I was trolling.
Yeah.
I feel like the way that I wanted to troll was to not really be truly in a Ren Fair costume at a Ren Fair, but while still making sense a little.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I was outdone by the guy dressed as Ace Ventura.
Yeah, that was. I don't have any video of him, but like, really, why?
It's a fantasy costume, just like the Broadway Cats.
So we're currently in the video discussing why I didn't get an exploding cabbage on a video.
Cabbage?
Cabbage.
Cabbage. It's a new card game. It's Cabbage.
Cabbage.
Yeah. The pegs.
That's word wrong.
But yeah, there was a cabbage that was exploded via black powder musket, and I didn't get it on camera. They were setting up the whole thing, and not at one point did my mind go, I should probably pull out my GoPro and film this.
And it was probably the coolest thing ever.
And then after it exploded into like what would you say, a 50 to 75 foot radius or a diameter?
It blew up everywhere.
Yeah, it made coleslaw.
There's a weeping angel.
Yep. And then Nick did the appropriate thing, which is that.
Yeah, those kids were pretty sick that the doctor was saving them.
I thought it was kind of funny that everyone almost walked by it.
Yeah.
I go, Nick, that wasn't there before.
Yeah, he had to point it out to me.
He's like, oh, yeah. So I figure you can just beat those things by winking at them, so.
Yeah, that would work. Except sometimes they cheat, and then the ones that you can't see that are elsewhere cut the power.
Yeah, that's how hot it was. My face was crying.
Yeah. We were both sweating everything.
It was really hot. So thankfully we went to Culver's afterwards and got some frozen custard. So that was good.
And delicious.
It was.
Oh, there's me.
Now he just looks like Bill Nye.
I thought I looked like Orville Redenbacher.
Oh, good. Stop screen sharing. Come on, you can do it. You can do it.
Nope, it's done. Okay, we've lost Bly, like we lost Addy last time, so we'll just keep talking without him.
Yeah, we'll make our own podcast, the Nick and Dale Show.
Yeah, we'll add him in post or whatever. We'll just have random Bly quirks that he'll
We'll
just
Photoshop him in.
Corpse?
Yep.
What's a corp?
It's like quip and a quirk all at the same time because it.
Not a garbage, don't judge.
Oh. Oh, that makes me sad.
Whatever, you're just a black screen. No one cares what you do.
I know. It's I don't know why it didn't go back to.
Can we draw on his screen?
No.
If we could.
No. So I can share the screen, I can share the Google Hangout stream, or the webpage I have open. Show my camera, darn it.
Well, as long as it's not
There's
your
the
face.
logo now.
Technical difficulties. We need like a picture of like us, like one of those technical difficulties things where like one of us is like ripping the
Crazy.
Dale is chasing after us with a sword. We're running.
Makes that.
You know, the usual Saturday nights.
Yeah, make it, Kevin.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
We trying now or what?
I'm attempting to get it back on.
All right.
Well,
So
instead of Kevin sucking.
yeah. So why don't we talk about something Bly doesn't care about, and that's the Dragon Age release date got pushed back.
Oh,
Yep.
that's actually in there. Yeah.
So Bly doesn't care about Dragon Age anymore. So Nick and I can just talk about it, and it'll be fine.
What?
Yep.
I disagree.
Kevin, the visible demons are talking.
Oh.
So apparently that got pushed back, and my guess is they're working on the ending, and that's what I'm gonna stick with.
Yeah. So it's the new release date is November 18th. Previously, it was October 7th. So they're giving themselves an extra month and a half, basically.
Wait, what day was it?
It is currently November 18th. Previously, it was October 7th.
Oh, so it's like a week after my birthday.
Oh, there you go. Happy birthday, Dale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they give you a good ending for your birthday.
Barracks the Maker.
Actually, I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
Varric's a cool dude.
Varric is the main character of my video game that I'm playing now, too. Because he is the voice guy in Wolfenstein.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yep.
That makes me want to play it even more.
Yeah.
Dale, he's been doing like voices in Call of Duty since I think Modern Warfare 1.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I thought.
Yeah. So yeah, he likes shooters a lot apparently, or voicing them.
Or they just want. I think they just more want the gruff voice or whatever.
Yeah. It works really good in Wolfenstein. Like, the cinematics are really cool. I recommend it.
Camera off. Turn camera on. I don't know why my camera's not working. This is weird.
Look, I can do it too. Off. On.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, and it's not working.
It's okay. We don't want to see your face anyway.
Oh, maybe that's something we should bring up about what happened at the very end of the Ren Fair too. So we're waiting for Bly to catch up to us because he was being slow, and I'm sure someone wanted to take his picture, or his bootstraps were falling off, like they were doing every 5 seconds.
Yep.
And this girl comes up and goes, "I just wanted to compliment you on your costume." To me, she comes up to.
Yeah.
And I go, "Thanks." And I'm like, "I love Dragon Age, and I love Varric." And I'm like, "Great." And then Bly shows up, like, stands right behind the girl. And I go, "Don't turn around." And she did. And then she proceeded to freak out and then run away.
She brought over another one that shrieked.
Yep. They shrieked from afar, and they shrieked up close. And then they asked to pet him, and he said yes. And then they freaked out and ran away some more. It was pretty awesome to see, like, a nerd in the wild. It was.
Yeah, that is exactly what that was. That is the best way to describe that.
Yeah. Versus the city folk.
It was like someone feeding a deer from their hand.
Yeah.
It's so timid.
Oh, I should have done that.
I had to get Bly to turn around and just wave at him too, so they weren't so frightened of him.
All right, I'm gonna try to screen share this video again and then see if I can reverse what happened.
Oh boy.
Share.
Hey.
Stop sharing.
Well, at least it's a picture of me instead of you.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of in it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still not. What the heck, camera?
Soon Dale will be me. Me. Me.
Wait a minute. I got this.
Okay, so I'm just gonna proceed without my camera then. Now that the release date's been pushed back, that gives us some more time. So we can play like Shadow of Mordor, which I was going to play after Inquisition.
I really haven't heard that much of it.
It's like Nick and I hadn't heard that much of it before E3 either, and then I started looking into it. And, like, this looks really cool. So yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That was the extent of it. We didn't know much about it, but then we were like, this is cool, and that's the end of the story.
And now we want to play it, so we're willing to give the studio money because it looks cool enough that we want to play it.
It looks like Assassin's Creed.
And then or like Batman, the combat system.
Yeah, Arkham City, maybe.
So what is it supposed to be? Just single player then?
Yeah, it's what it is basically is you take the role of man, I can never remember the guy's name. So anyway, you take the role of this.
Yes, I'm going to be in all of the screens.
So you take the role of this guy who you get killed at the beginning of the game, basically, and then you're brought back to life with by a wraith, and you get you get basically these wraith powers that allow you to command orcs and whatnot if you can basically brand them and touch their mind. So there's like a combat tree, and then there's like this wraith tree that you can invest like skill points into. So you can command. According to one of their gameplay trailers or interviews that I saw, I think Angry Joe talked to him about it. There's not a limit on the number of orcs you can command at one time. So I have a mind that you're going to probably try to push that to its limits, Dale, and see if you can get an entire army to go against Sauron.
I do like my minions.
But I saw like a couple. You're basically trying to claw your way up the chain of command and take down the guy who killed you, I guess. Who I don't. It's a vengeance story, and I know I've told you that before, and you sounded excited because it was a vengeance-driven story.
I like vengeance.
Yeah. So, if you can kill like random orcs, and I'm using air quotes that you can't see, and sometimes they will come back and they'll remember how you killed them. So like if you threw one into the fire, he may come back later with like this nasty scar on his face, like a burn scar, and be like, I remembered you threw me into the fire, something like that, and then he'll, if he manages to kill you, he'll get promoted and stuff. So it's this cool like procedurally generated command chain that you can claw your way up, and people get, or the orcs get their own like crazy names and stuff like that, and then your character and your weapons, I believe, get their own. You're writing their own kind of story. Tolkien had like a kind of a thing with that, where weapons got their own story arcs and stuff like that, like Sting and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited because the combat, the sneaking around, the way you can approach different tasks, like you can basically send these, once you brand one of these commanders or whatever, lieutenants and whatnot, you dominate them, and then you can basically send them on like a suicide mission to take the next guy up, and they will probably not succeed, but you can basically have them hamper the guy who's next up in the chain of command and weakening him, and then you can swoop in with the kill or dominate him, and then and then you can also brand his minions at any time, just like no-name orcs and stuff like that, and then like archers and whatnot, and then have support fire on the battlements. So it seemed pretty cool. So I'm definitely gonna pick it up.
Yeah.
And then obviously Evolve is another thing that we can that we want to play.
Yeah.
I think Nick likes that game.
Or we can start calling it Dale versus everybody. Because you're gonna play the monster and we're gonna play the dudes.
Well, if you guys want to play the monster,
yeah, we'll probably give it a shot. But I'm assuming you've pretty much got monster written all over, or your name written all over the monster, or whatever.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd be more than happy to play the other ones, but yeah, the monster does like the fun part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get to hunt Dale down. Yay.
Hey, you get to learn to practice for real life.
Dodge.
Good.
So that happened. And then we've got Dragon Con coming up at the end of the month.
Every time I say that on Facebook, I get yelled at.
Yeah, because we're 30 days out.
Yep.
So I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm not looking forward to the drive.
Yeah, but we're breaking it up over 2 days like we did last year. It was a lot more manageable last year than it was in 2012. When we did it all in one sitting, that's a lot of driving.
Not to mention dangerous, too.
Yeah, on the way back, I was getting so tired driving. Like, Dale, I stayed up the whole time for you, and I was expecting something in return, like as in you were going to stay up and we were going to drive, and that way I'd have somebody to talk to. You immediately passed out.
I was done. It was over. Oh, I was driving, and nothing wears me out more than driving, to be completely honest.
Yeah, especially if you're just driving on freeways, it's kind of tedious.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to pull over, and we, thankfully you had Mountain Dew in the truck, so we loaded up on some caffeine and we made it all the way back home. So, so we're gonna do that, and then how are you guys on your costume progress? Nick, you're making Star-Lord.
That is correct.
So
yeah, so I have a couple things I have to do myself for that. Is I have to make those boot covers and get the jets and stuff on the boots, which I think you said you were going to help me with.
If you need help, yeah.
And Jay from Cosplay for Us All built me the little...
Do you wanna pull up a picture and screen share that? Oh wait, you know what? I can do that because I have no video to show.
Yeah, you should do it because you're the lame invisible man.
Yes.
So Jay built me the little Walkman. I still have to have that painted, also probably by you. And the headphones with the little orange headphone nubbins.
Those are the NDR5As, which you will never ever find because they're super rare apparently.
So basically just headphones with orange things on them. So I need those. I have to do the boots. Dawn Pfeiffer is making my pants. I have the coat. I need the undershirt. My helmet is done. So I'm pretty set on that one.
Alright, I've got it. Screen share. Share. Alright, so that is what Jay just kind of cobbled together to recreate. So that's much better than what I was going to throw together.
Needless to say, it is not functional.
No, but you don't need an actual mixtape.
Yeah, we named it the Stroll Guy, so Walkman doesn't sue us.
So, yeah, that's that. So, Dale, Varric, armor upgrades.
I haven't actually started cutting or anything like that because of my recent bout with sickness, and so I was sleeping a lot. But my plan is this weekend, after I come back from Nick's, like Sunday, that's my day. I'm gonna see how much I can get done in one day, and that'll judge whether or not I'll have it done for Dragon Con.
Are you shooting for the breastplate?
What?
You shooting for the breastplate?
Yeah, pretty much just the breastplate at this point, and we'll see how that all goes. And then I'll expand from there. Like, the next thing would definitely be the boot shin guard cover things, so I can kick people.
I'm pulling up a picture right here.
Yeah. And basically, I would like to, by next year's Dragon Con, have the coat probably redone. Because there's a lot of stuff with the new Dragon Age that got changed. Like, for instance, he's now got a dagger on the back of his coat.
Yep, looking up a picture. I promise I'll get it.
You're relegated to Photo Hunter.
I am. Okay, I can't find the actual page. It's probably on DragonAge.com, but
but we can't be bothered to go there.
Apparently not. So.
But the big thing, not this weekend, but the weekend after, my plan is to put together Steph's staff.
Okay.
And Steph is doing Meryl.
Gun for her Rocket Raccoon thing, too.
I should probably text her and make sure she's still planning on being Meryl for Dragon.
I know that she is. Yeah, she is.
Okay. She showed me a picture of her wig and everything, so it looks pretty good so far.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there's Varric's thing. Basically, it's a fairly small chest plate, so I know it doesn't show it well here, but basically the chest plate seems to stop, like, just above the waist, kind of. It doesn't really extend all the way down, kind of a thing. Looks more like it's half a chest plate.
It's literally a breastplate. It just covers his chest hair.
It doesn't cover it really barely covers any of the belly or anything at all, so it shouldn't be too bad, but we'll see how doing that multi-layer is going to end up turning out.
And if you really get stuck, I can come over and help you or whatever, so just let me know, but I'm sure you want to pick up those skills.
Not really. I just want to get it done.
Well then, here, I thought you were looking to better yourself.
Yes, that is what will better me. I will become a better person.
That was the final thing. That's all he needed.
Yep. That's it. Yeah, and I become the next Gandhi because of that.
So we were talking Dragon Age for a little bit. Let me show you this guy who is in our group who has been blowing me away with all of his Dragon Age stuff.
Well, you can just say it's me. You don't have to be.
Ha ha ha.
Dale's already here.
Yeah.
So this is let me screen share this. So this is Stephen K. Smith props, and he is making an Inquisitor costume for Dragon Con, and that is all EVA foam, and that is ridiculous.
Where
what?
Where does he live?
I don't know where he lives specifically.
What's the exact address?
I don't know.
You should have these details.
I don't know. But Dale, that kind of looks similar to the breastplate you're going to be making.
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, the layers have to show more at the bottom, but yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so I mean, Varric's layout is a little bit different, but it's like 3 layers and it's layered up on top of each other, and that's just EVA foam. So, yeah, that's pretty darn impressive. And then he also today he posted this picture, which is basically how he painted it. And I'm guessing he basically put down a base coat and then brushed some highlights into there to kind of give it that leather look, and then airbrushed the recessed areas with a dark brown to, kind of add some shading and depth. And that's just, yeah, wow. That's impressive. That's all I gotta say.
Now, does he do this for a living, or like?
I believe so. I make and sell professional grade quality props, so I believe so. But I don't know if he has a job or not outside of prop making. So.
Well, no. I was saying it more like you just gave him free advertising, so people can go and buy stuff from him.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, it's Stephen K. Smith props. That's on Facebook. If you go to Etsy, you can find him at Captain Hask, H-A-S-K. That's about all I know. But anyway, his stuff is pretty darn impressive. So that is that. So we also, as far as conventions go, had San Diego Comic-Con this past weekend, which none of us attended.
No offense, but that gets really expensive. I think that would be the most expensive thing we'd attend.
I have heard that is pretty much the epitome of quote-unquote line con, because I've heard you just stand in the Hall H line the entire time.
I wouldn't know.
You just ride the bus the whole time.
Oh, I haven't heard that, but there's always like celebrities who give out water in the line as just like a kind of a fun charity kind of thing. Like, hey, I'm sorry, you're stuck in line. Here's some water. So-and-so's giving me water. Tweet it.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like that place.
Yeah, I like Dragon Con. The costumes at Dragon Con are a lot better than San Diego Comic-Con, from what I've heard. Or at least they're more in greater numbers. The quality is probably roughly the same. But Nick, you're kind of the pop culture guy. You were getting excited about all the announcements they were making, and I'm not too familiar with what they were talking about because I wasn't on the up and up, but I know you are. So what do you have to talk about as far as announcements go?
Well, I'll get to that in a second. First of all, can you see this?
Yeah, I have it set to your screen.
Okay. First of all, from the Long Con podcast out to cosplay for ourselves, Corky the Cockatiel Murphy, we would like to say happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Corky.
Happy Hatch Day. It was a happy Hatch Day.
Yeah, it was.
I wanted to get that in there. But as far as the stuff from San Diego Comic-Con, I really only care about Marvel stuff, so the Marvel stuff was pretty awesome. They had a panel for Age of Ultron where Josh Brolin, who will be playing Thanos eventually, came out with the Infinity Gauntlet on at the end, which is Thanos' thing, the Infinity Gauntlet. And Robert Downey Jr. had a rose, and Josh Brolin took it from him and ate it.
What?
I understand people get hungry, but this is ridiculous.
Yep. And the other great thing was there was the trailer for The Hobbit Part 3, which I broke out of Marvel, but I didn't say only Marvel. I said mainly.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, the Hobbit trailer. There was they showed Wonder Woman's costume from.
Oh yeah, that whole trailer they kind of kept under wraps for Batman versus Superman.
I hate DC, so it's hard for me to be non-biased in this.
Yeah,
But Wonder Woman's costume is Xena.
yeah,
I saw that too.
Yeah.
they're both warrior princesses. It's
Yeah, but
awesome.
Xena's cooler.
I'm not gonna argue.
Yeah, I did see like handheld, I'm trying to hide this kind of camera from the crowd of the new trailer for Batman versus Superman. And it was basically Batman turns on the bat signal, and then his eyes are glowing white, and then Superman's up in the sky, and his eyes start glowing red, and then it cuts to like the logo, and everybody lost their mind. And I'm like, it's just Superman and Batman. That's literally it.
Just don't like.
I don't know. I like Batman, but
Yeah, Batman, but not always. Even
yeah.
only good Batman.
You don't like George Clooney Batman?
Oh, that's the one I'm talking about.
What?
Good Batman. That's the best one.
Like nipple Batman?
Yeah, anatomically correct bat suit.
Oh my
Mr. Freeze was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That was the only good part for the movie, because he just got to do puns the whole time.
Oh, man. And we quote that all the time.
Trying to think if there was anything else cool from Comic-Con.
The Vision?
What?
The Vision?
Oh yeah, I thought you said Division. I was like,
No, that was E3.
yeah, the Vision. I was freaking out about. I think I texted you like 18 times. They released this giant poster, which all the Avengers fighting the multiplying Ultron robots, and in the top left,
Let me see if I can find it.
in the top left is Vision, and he's got his cape, and Paul Bettany is playing him. So I would guess that since Paul Bettany is the voice of Jarvis, the computer, that Tony Stark will build like a body for him to fight Ultron with, which is why Hank Pym built Vision in the comics.
You might want to explain who Vision is.
He's an android.
Built by the Scarlet Witch.
No, built by Ant-Man.
Or yeah, you're right. But
He's married to the Scarlet Witch eventually.
that's what it is. Yeah. So that's the poster you're talking about, right?
We don't see anything. Oh,
Yeah.
there.
So the top left, the guy floating there, that's the Vision. And he's got his cape, and it's awesome. And he's doing the classic Vision float pose. It's gonna be great.
Better be.
And Guardians of the Galaxy comes out.
Yeah.
Friday.
So that's coming out soon. And Dale, you're going down there to see it with
Yep.
them.
Yeah, Dale's coming with us.
Yeah, I've got to work, unfortunately, but Jen and I are going to go see it, so I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So Dale's coming down. Cosplay for us all is coming over. So we're gonna hang out Saturday. Watch some Guardians. Possibly go on a crime spree.
And then, if anyone didn't know, the blue person is supposed to be Quicksilver, and then the woman in red down at the bottom is the Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
And if you didn't know, you should get to know me a little better. We got some talking to do.
Right.
I
So
like how Hawkeye's not in here, but you know he's somewhere because one of them has an arrow through his hand.
He's in the bottom left of
Like,
the bottom right of the poster if it's all the way zoomed in. Because it's also my desktop wallpaper and I can see Hawkeye.
yeah, Hawkeye's on the lower right.
There's like 3 arrows. Come on. Hopefully he brought more than like 20 this time. I don't want to run out of arrows again.
Here, I will screen share and show you that he is in the lower right.
He looks Nope.
There. You look so concerned.
That face.
Like, this is not my department. Getting up close.
Personal space. Personal space.
But don't worry, it's a good touch.
Don't make this weird.
Yeah.
That's what that Ultron is saying.
Yeah.
So, were there any other announcements other than those? I'm sure there were, but
Those are the big ones. Mainly just Vision, Thanos. The Last of Us movie.
oh yeah, that's right.
They officially announced that. They're in talks with Maisie Williams, who is Arya Stark, to be Ellie.
Okay.
And personally, I think, to throw it back to who I was just talking about, that Josh Brolin would be a good Joel.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's always cool.
What about in No Country for Old Men, where he dies off screen?
Well, that movie sucks. That's not his fault.
I actually haven't seen it, so.
I haven't either.
But I just learned that from you and David during the Kidnap Theater thing that we did. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
he dies.
well, I guess he does.
But that's the director's fault.
Yeah.
No, it was his shitty acting is what caused that. It was so bad they had to cut it from the movie.
Oh yeah, he died. Where's Poochie? He went to his home planet.
At the end of that movie, like, nothing was resolved, and Tommy Lee Jones was like, well, I guess that's the movie. And then he walked he went home. He took a cab home.
Oh, good. So apparently there was a cosplayer that was assaulted.
Oh yeah.
Left, like
Wondering
on the street, all bloodied. Yeah, I mean it's news, and there's not often that you get cosplay news.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it's bad news.
Yeah.
We're gonna think this is normal.
But apparently they arrested somebody. It said.
Yeah, photographer.
So, San Diego Harbor Police have arrested a man on charges of sexual contact with a minor and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. This follows online reports of a cosplayer who attended Comic-Con International being found unconscious and bloody at a San Diego street. No official information has been made available beyond that what was provided in the following statement from police, which is, Harbor Police arrested a 29-year-old man early Sunday morning at a hotel, 333 West Harbor Drive, booked into San Diego County Jail on charges of sexual contact with a minor and contributing to the delinquency of minor.
I think that is making them drink. Or providing alcohol or something.
Oh, yep. So that's unfortunate news, but
Which means people are only going to go crazy on this now. Everyone's going to freak out if anything happens. Even though this is really kind of, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a horrible thing and the guy's going to pay in jail.
Mhm.
But, I mean, I think people are going to freak out way too much about this. Like, everyone's just going to assume that this is what happens when people cosplay.
Yeah. Then you always get the douchebags who are like, oh, well, what costume did she have on?
yeah,
Right.
yeah. She was asking for it, which is a horrible, horrible stance to take.
Anyone who believes that should be punched through their face. That's all I have to say.
By the Incredible Hulk.
By the Incredible Hulk.
Yep. So, anyway, on that note, Dale, do you have any roommate stories?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head, but to be honest, she and I really haven't. She hasn't been around that much. She's been spending a lot of time with her boyfriend or whatever.
Ah.
So that's a thing. On the plus side, we had 2 people quit at work because they can't take it anymore. And
A job that crushes souls.
yeah, they didn't even have jobs lined up. They just left.
Well,
They're like-
based on what I heard about your manager.
Oh, well, that was a different one. So
Yeah, but
it's stacking up.
eventually you're going to have to manage all the departments.
That's what I had to do at my last job.
I actually applied to be the meat analyst.
Yeah.
You want to analyze some meat?
Yep, I'm gonna go for meat.
This
And
weekend I'll let you analyze my meat.
I had to God, that's not a euphemism.
It
That's
was.
it on later. No, it's actually on the form I had to fill out for the internal application. I just put there has yet to be a piece of meat that I won't eat. So we'll see how it works.
Dale, meat expert.
Yep.
You need business cards that are just like the shape of a wavy piece of bacon.
You should be called a beefsman.
Beefsman. Or you could become English, like an Englishman, and you could be a beef eater.
That sounds a little dirty there.
That's an actual thing.
Kevin, this
Sure
is a
is.
podcast.
Yeah, well, thanks to Bly, now it's E.
The name beef eater is of uncertain origin. I was trying to find it, and then I opened the actual Wikipedia article, and then it's somewhere lost in like the big history of it. But it's a yeoman warder of Her Majesty's Royal Palace and Fortress, the Tower of London, and members of the Sovereign's Bodyguard of the Yeoman Guard Extra. No wonder they just call them beef eaters. If you've got a title that long. But they're the guards for the tower, Dale.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah, they're not the guys with the Q-tip hats, but
I'm a guy with a Q-tip hat.
Yeah. So once again, we have 0 questions emailed to us. I assume that's going to be a thing that happens, month to month. So I'm just gonna start coming up with questions.
Or maybe you should just start posting it every
I'm not gonna spam it because then people are just gonna unfollow me.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what will get them to unfollow you.
Yeah. The last
For no reason whatsoever. Shut up, black talking screen.
Oh.
No, but I was saying, you do it like once a week kind of a thing. So, I mean, the worst they see is 4 times a month. And then they see 30 things of you cooking something, and then another question.
Yeah, they see me cooking anything, and they're like, asterisk, steals, asterisk. And I'm like, alright. Apparently that means it's good. But anyway, so my question to you guys is, why do you cosplay? Because I've gotten that question before, and yeah. And don't say because my friends cosplay, because that's a lame answer.
Okay, Nick, I guess Nick doesn't have an answer now.
What? Why do you have a floating joke?
What?
Nick, what did you do?
I used my wizardry.
I enabled the drawing feature. Well, you haven't enabled the drawing feature yet, so we can't draw on you.
Yeah.
Draw me a thing. So Dale, why do you cosplay?
For the fame and fortune.
Oh, that sounds like a very Varick answer.
I don't know. It's fun, and not to mention, if you cosplay, you're generally going to run into other people who are into comic books, video games, sci-fi kind of a thing. Or if I go to like a car convention, I don't think that's going to happen as much.
So you're not gonna meet friends with similar interests at an auto show?
Correct.
I gotcha. So,
Yeah. That's pretty much why I do it too, is because I like the people at the cons and I like hanging out with them.
fair point.
Nick, you look like you want to say something else.
So, yeah, I pretty much like the same stuff as Dale. I like hanging out with people. I like the Khan family.
Yeah, the Khan family is the best family. That's what I usually say.
The
You want to take
vendors stuff is like the only place I can go where they have stuff I'm interested in looking at is at a Comic-Con.
You can find a lot of that stuff online now, though.
I don't want to, Kevin. I want to peruse.
Oh, I see.
That's why I go to cons. The reason that I do costumes is because I like to take pictures because I'm very vain, Kevin.
Oh, okay. Well,
I want everyone to pay attention to me.
fair point.
That's why I do things. Like wear a
I see.
miniature top hat.
Yeah, Dale's cosplaying right now with his floating doodles.
So, Bly, why do you cosplay?
Yeah, Kevin.
I know the answer because he found someone who is exactly like him in a video game.
What? Well, no, I was cosplaying before that. First cosplay was Snake, and that was in 2009. And at that point, yes, Dragon Age came out in 2009, but it wasn't until November, I believe. And then my first con was ASEN, which was in May or I think it was April, maybe it was March that year. I can't remember, but it was in springtime. So I was cosplaying before then. So, but it's like a ultimate form of fan expression. Like, I like this character so much, or this series so much, that I'm going to devote hours and hours and hours to making this costume, or a bunch of money to pay somebody else to help me make it so it looks cool, and I'm just going to dress up as this character for a weekend, run around, and then, like you said, Dale, you know, meet friends and make friends with people who have similar interests.
How to win friends and influence people.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, jeez.
What, Bly? What's so funny?
Oh, nothing. You have a... Wow! Okay, we're done with this.
Wait, you can make it better.
Uh,
Don't you love it when I find new features, Kevin?
This is the thing that will terrorize you in your sleep.
I'm always watching.
Some nightmare fuel there.
You got the weeping angels were bad.
So we're coming up on an hour, I believe. I think we started at 10:15, so it's almost 11:15.
Yep.
So we should probably wrap. So is there any questions you guys have that you want to answer?
Not much. Nick, so you're bringing Star-Lord, Sebastian...
Now, and then me and Missy are doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff.
So you're bringing 4 costumes?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a slight chance of everything on my face.
Yep.
It's a condition. Yeah, you guys are gonna have a pretty loaded car.
Yeah.
On the way down to Dragon Con.
We'll probably just throw away your Alistair stuff and put some crud in your car.
I've got it condensed down to one thing plus the sword, though.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. And then
You're bringing the hunter and just Alice.
Yeah. Yep. I am going to make a few more revisions to the hunter before Wizard World. I'll wear that to Wizard World. So no Alistair at Wizard World. We're going to be there, what, Friday and Saturday, right? Yes? Friday,
Nick?
Saturday, Wizard World?
Nick?
Yeah, I think so. I was had to think.
Stop drawing on Dale's face and listen.
I'm not trying. I was actually thinking that time.
Yeah, he was thinking what to draw.
If the tickets are like $1 million, maybe only Saturday. I don't know. I don't know how much it is, and I know it's ridiculous there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, are we cool to crash at your place then?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, because I'm fine just commuting there.
Yeah, well, I'm not staying there, so that's the only choice you have.
Yeah. Okay. I
We could
assume
just sleep for the night. That would work.
you're what, like a half hour away from the Stevenson Center, or
Yeah,
Stevenson Center,
it's
something like
that.
that. So it's within driving distance, and the parking there isn't too terrible. So
No.
unlike C2E2,
Yeah.
where they charge you like $100 to park for a weekend.
Well, C2E2 is ridiculous.
Yeah. So yeah, that's we'll be there at least Saturday. Maybe
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday. I'll be bringing the hunter. Dale, what are you bringing?
I don't know. Since you're not bringing Alistair, I might just... Nick, if you go, what are you going to wear?
I'm not sure yet. I haven't figured it out.
Because if you're going to do Mal, I'll wear my Jane costume.
It depends if I don't know. I'll have to figure it out, and then we'll discuss it.
Okay. That works.
All right. Well, that's pending. So, and then do we want to do another recording at DragonCon like we did last year?
Yeah.
We can. I just not as many people should be in the recording. I think.
Just
Oh
like
no,
that.
you're thinking of Indie Comic Con, was it?
No.
No. Well, no, I wasn't
That's-
thinking of that.
Okay, because that's when we had like
I know.
everybody, but
I know. We had like 8 people in the room for that, and
yeah, but last year the only one
That
we
was
did.
Chicago Comic Con last year. He's referring to.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah. DragonCon last year was just Robert and Kim. Well, Kim stepped in for a little bit, but yeah, it was us 3 and then Jen, and was Jess there too?
She was there.
she didn't really say much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a small group. I'd be fine doing a small group like that again.
I mean, 1 or 2 other people is fine. Any
Yeah.
more than that, and we're just gonna get the whole no one get a story and kind of a thing.
Right. So I mean, we know people there, so we can figure it out.
Mhm.
If nothing else, I'm sure Robert wouldn't mind being another guest for DragonCon.
Indeed.
So anyway, I can since I want to do a video for DragonCon next year instead of just the drive. Seems to be the thing. I load up my GoPro with the driving footage, and that's about all I have room for.
I think that's you just forget to use it. I think
Yeah, there's so much stuff going on at DragonCon that the last thing I'm thinking of is
footage.
yeah. 'Cause
What I think you probably need to do is take it when we're in the parade. I think would be a great.
yeah, that would be a good one because that's something that I don't think you really see. You see it when people are on the side with cameras filming it, but I don't think I've ever seen like here from the parade recording. So I would totally do that. So I will plan on bringing my camera for that. So we'll do that, and then basically what I can do is run video footage, and then we can talk. But I don't know if that's going to be too distracting. We'll play it by ear. But anyway, so let's wrap up. So
Okay.
if you guys have nothing else, this has been the Long Con Podcast. If you have a question for us, and you don't want me to ask my own questions of us, you can email us at thelongconpodcast, that's all one word, at gmail.com. We would greatly appreciate any inquiries you have that you'd like answered here. If not, we will have to self-administer.
Later, chumps.
You heard the talking black box.
Yep. Do my bidding. I am a washing machine. Do what I say.
What?
It's a
Shut up.
Simpsons reference.
Hang on.
Okay. Later, guys.